as they're tested, okay? Steady state training, waste of time. You get swimmers to come out, quit swimming. You get soccer players, football players, break their collarbone. So if you take a month off, right now these are the doldrums. You take a month off from tennis training, you're gonna be hurting. Okay, I've got kids less than 10% body fat, and that's not gonna help my team beat Reagan. That's not gonna help my team beat the David Miller New Braunfels teams of old. So you gotta make these drills specific, okay? You have to make them fun. Because again, think about your campuses. How many people on your campus know how to hold a tennis racket? You gotta take care of who you have, okay? You can't run these people off. I hear a lot of coaches, they say, oh, well, you know, a couple kids threw up yesterday, okay? Those kids were hurting. They can't even walk there. They can't even go up and down the steps. Okay. That's if you hit 15, 20 ball rallies. That's if you've got a little Davidson over there hitting big forehands. Okay, hit 20 balls in a row, great. You might need that kind of oxidative training. You might need that kind of glycolytic training, and you have to know how to periodize that stuff. But really, the people that we deal with, we're not dealing with ITF players. We're not dealing with kids that are super champ A level. So after this rant, I'm going to get into some activities here. Just again, because if you don't get drills from me, I'm not doing my job no matter where I've taught, where I've been, who I've coached. My job is to give you all some tools to add in your toolbox, especially in the warm-up and in the off-season. Bad weather, there is not such a thing unless it's wet or windy. The people from Harlingen and Corpus deal with that all the time. So there's no such thing as bad weather. People just aren't prepared. I need a couple. Deuce, would you come out here real quick? All right, I'm gonna do it with you. All right. First thing, everybody goes and they do a cross-court warm-up. They go and they catch up on their day, who snapped who, on Instagram, who did what, and that's okay. But then when I see them not split-stepping and not moving, I implement a little bit of tennis-specific fitness at the beginning of the warm-up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run down to the alley, we're gonna make a split step, and then we're gonna come back. Think you can beat a 44-year-old guy? All right. Make it competitive. All right, ready, go. So I move up, I make my split, and then I turn and move back, okay? That's dollar store. Now we're gonna move up to Walmart. All right, now we're moving up to Walmart. Now we're gonna make a split step. We're gonna make one crossover step, okay? And then we're gonna run back. Can you do that? You know what a crossover step, not a grapevine. All right, we're not doing aerobics here, no cardio tennis. Ready, go. So I move up, make my split, one crossover step, and then I go back. All right, next, I make sure I go up, I do a split, I backpedal, and I turn. All right, so we're gonna backpedal to the center service line. So I move up, oh, I got you. All right, move up, backpedal, turn and go. All right, but again, I've got two courts. I only have one court here. So again, when I see my kids not moving, do I use fitness as a deterrent? Do I use fitness as something that's negative? I don't want to, but I'd rather than pay attention to details. Details are more important than the fitness, all right? I've seen huge players, 30, 40% body fat, great tennis players, all right? Played 4, 5, 6 for me. They won a lot of matches, all right? A couple of things you could be specific on. When I make my turn, okay? When I go up and split, you're gonna have a lot of people slowing down to make that split, and that's not so good, because you're not gonna hear that squeak, okay? Make sure that they know that's what the split step is for. And again, dollar store split step, again, both feet at the same time, and then I got my Walmart, 1 foot, and then I got my Neiman Marcus, where I'm turning my feet one at a time. So again, those 3 different types of split steps, you can implement that tennis-specific movement in the warm-up, okay? So again, go back to that, and then hitting balls cross court. Put a time limit on it. 60 seconds. Who gets to 30? Who gets to 35? Who gets to 40? This guy will probably get 50, all right? So again, going cross court, then it becomes more of a drive instead of a loop, an arc, a lob, because that's what you're gonna see. You put a time limit on it, people start to get competitive. Thank you. I'll call you out here in a minute, all right? So making sure that you're waking up the right parts of the body during conditioning. all right? And I've got a couple tools here. Someone called me Carrot Top the other day. I don't have enough hair. But again, waking up the right parts of the body, very simple band, okay? The great thing about these bands is you can have stations. Again, these are the doldrums. We don't have tournaments for 2 months. You got to figure out ways to be inventive. And I'm going to use the net here, but I would typically use the fence. The great thing about this band, is this handle moves. If you pull that handle to the inside, there's your grip. There's your grip. You work on that external rotation. Everybody's great on internal rotation. Everybody's good at the bench press. Okay, everybody's good at the anterior deltoid. Nobody's really that strong on the external rotators. All right, so from here, again, and we're going to touch on this a little bit later, but from here, pulling that racket out of the slot, making our contact zone as big as possible. Contact point versus contact zone. That way, if I have someone that just came in from baseball, and instead of hitting 300 feet, they're hitting 78, they're going to be able to bring the ball down easier because, again, their contact zone is bigger. Also, how many people have trouble teaching volleys? Teaching volleys, Marco Valdez did a great job on that. So what I'll do, in an interest of saving time, I'll put the carabiner up here. Again, I switch around to make sure I have the grip. So while I'm doing some of the drills on court that we're doing later, you can have people back here doing volleys. Again, pulling in from the grip, pulling in from the shoulder, all right? How many people hit punch volleys? This. There's no punch. There's no block. You're in your sagittal plane, okay? There's none of this. You have to make sure that there's a turn involved. There's got to be a separation angle. There's got to be a pull, all right? So again, do they have to get tired when they do this? Sometimes. They have to get tired sometimes, and you're saying, well, I can't afford a band. You know, what do I do? I'll tell you what, you go in your trainer's room, you bake them some cookies for the holiday, you give them a Christmas card, same thing, and you tie that on the fence, free. All right, I'm cheap. Ask my assistant coach. All right, ask my son. All right, you tie that on. All right, and we'll come back to the serve in a little bit. All right, so another station that I might have. Okay, anybody here have a volleyball team? Everybody's got a volley. Can you come up and just throw some balls to me? All right, take 2 volleyballs. It'll be simple, I swear. Come on up. All right. My kids have fun with this, and they goof around. Sure, the intensity might not be there every day, but again, these are the tough times to keep people motivated. Just throw it maybe about 3 or 4 feet out wide. So I'll go over here a little bit easier. I'm not that fast this morning. So I'll go out there, and I'll hit it, and then he'll throw it another way. So then I'll try to bump it back. All right. I'll throw it over here, and I'll bump it back over to this side. Good. Over there. So again, you can work on footwork concepts. You can work on a double break step. You can work on a closed stance moving through. You can work on return footwork. You can throw it over their heads and have them bump it. So again, stretch out, open up. Use those parts of the body that people aren't going to use. Thank you. One more thing from you. Actually, you know what? I'll use Deuce. Come on up. So again, equipment that you already have. Nothing that you have to buy, right? It's wet. It's New Braunfels. Courts are wet. David Miller can't coach outside. How many people are allowed to use their gym this time of year? Exactly. So there's no bad weather. You just got to be prepared. All right? So you got to make sure that you have things. You can grab a few volleyballs and have stations. Now, copycat drill. Again, I go out there, I see kids getting lazy. All the time. Especially my kids, all right? So, copycat drill, right? You got to copy what I do. Come on a little bit. So I'm going to move it back. Guy's getting big. Where's he going to school again next year?
Yeah.
Red or green?
Red.
Green. All right. So what he's going to do is everything I do, he's going to copy. So I'm going to move over here. I'm going to start out slow. I'm going to juke him out over here. On this side, I'm going to move back. All right. Oh, come on. Keep up with me. Keep up with me. Come on. Open. Open. Come on. Swing. 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 Open. Back up. Hit. All right. So again, that copycat drill is big. Now you're saying, okay, well, I got people going like this. And I do. I have people, ask coach. I have people going right? So what I do is I have them lead, all right, in front of the whole team. So I'll have Deuce go up and face the fence, right here. All right, Jordan, come on with me. It's my son. A pretty good forehand. We're getting there, all right? So we have to follow what Deuce does. Stay here, stay here. All right, whatever you do, we've got to follow. All right, go ahead. So move right there. Go close stance, forehand. Backhand. Is he able one-hander? All right. Where are the volleys? Where are the volleys? Hit. Come on, Jordan. Keep going. Hit. All right. So again, they're gonna laugh at their teammates. Ha ha. You know, you look crazy. But again, things that you can do to keep them awake. Now, agility ladder. I don't know what happened to my medicine ball. This is what my budget gives me. I got like Pac-Man. I got Pac-Man here. So everybody's seen like the typical standard agility ladder drills, all right? You know, you gotta get wide base of support, keeping the weight, or you're going one in front, okay? Going to the side, you know, working on your turn, you know, working on the separation angle. Tennis specific, maybe. But what I like to do, again, split stepping. Anybody have problems getting their kids to split, like me? All right. So what I'll do here is I'll make the split, and then I'll turn, make the split, turn, make the split, turn. So again, you're thinking about loading up, core strengthening. I get to the end of the ladder, I'm already out of breath. Then I go backwards. Turn, core flexibility, and strengthen from there. So I move back. Let's make it even more tennis specific. Why aren't they using their rackets when they do this? All right. Anyone have a problem teaching the load foot on a ground stroke volley? Everybody's caffeine hasn't kicked in yet, all right? So what I do is once I make my turn, all my weight's on my load foot. All my weight's on my load foot, all right? So there should be no guessing what my push foot is. So from here, what I do, I keep my eyes down the first couple times. I make my volley, I split. I make my volley, I split. I make my volley, I split. Why not? Why don't you have your rackets when you do your ladder drills? Right? I mean, we have a station. In each day we have a roadmap, and that's what we kind of do. Do all my players buy in? No. But I tell you what, when we have fun, I get a lot less of the, coach, I don't feel very good. I can't come in today. Anybody get that? Can't prove that. Right? All right. Same thing on the backhand side. Again, I put my left foot in. There's my load foot. I move in, and I make my split into the ladder. All right. I move in, make my split into the ladder, make my split. And again, I'm a sports car. I'm not an SUV. All right. I'm a sports car. I'm not an SUV. That's why they build them that low to the ground. That's why they're so expensive, especially to fix. All right. So again, those kinds of things are important. Icky shuffle, side step. Don't forget your meat and potatoes. Don't forget what you do with those. Concentrically, I'm weaker than isometrically. So getting them to hold. All right. But where do all my injuries occur? Tennis, you don't see a lot. But where do 90% of all athletic injuries occur? On the lengthening. Good answer. On the lengthening, the eccentric. All right? So you got to stress these things. And I got off topic. All right. Anything helpful? Questions? Questions on this? I had my caffeine this morning, if you can't already tell. All right. So, went over some bands for now. Cardio. How's cardio apply to tennis? We touched on that. Anyone watch the World Finals a couple weeks ago in London? David Goffin versus Dominic Thiem. He ran 130 yards for 1 point, but he also hit 15 balls in a row. Do you think we have kids that do that? No, only Reagan, all right, or Vandergriff, or Westlake, or like Travis, or Westwood. Travis has a few of those. All right, then you might have to train them a little bit differently. But again, even a 4, 5, 6, what if your number one kid says, oh, I'm gonna go homeschool because I won a challenger last week? My private coach said, I need to go. Everyone was laughing because it happened. In 6 weeks, we lost 3 super champ players. 3 super champ players. You know how much that hurts your lineup with how many people are